10 o'clock, and I haven't seen a single deer here. I can't believe it. I don't know what's going on in Pennsylvania. We came back from Maryland, where it was a little cooler than normal, and we saw a deer left and right. Genevieve and I had a great trip. I got a nice doe with Bunjie the third here. Nice big old doe, nice shot. Everything performed as expected, as hoped for. Genevieve got a nice buck. 2 bucks, actually. Everything performed as expected, and we just were covered up in deer the whole time. 4 days, hunted for 4 separate days, and just had a great time. Before that, we'd been hunting here in Pennsylvania and never saw a deer. We've been out a total of 3 times is all. It was early, right? Early October. We don't open up until the first weekend in October, but it was so hot that I figured that was the reason we weren't seeing deer moving. Just too hot, right?
Man, we look bad.
Joked around about the fact that maybe it was the curse of Bunjie. Maybe Bunjie cursed us because Bungie's not happy with the fact that we're out in the woods with the successor to Bunjie, right? I look at this as a successor, as a way to move Death by Bunjie into the modern era with modern crossbows, faster crossbows, smaller crossbows. Maybe Bunjie does not see it that way. I don't know. But Bunjie doesn't control the weather. We sat in blinds and sweated. I think I lost 10 pounds. Not that I'm complaining, okay? Not that I don't have the 10 pounds to lose, but I sweated so much sitting in those blinds, I can't imagine the deer really wanted to come in and eat during the day either. The 100-year-old apple tree had some evidence that it was getting hit. I mean, there was deer tracks all around it, big old trail going around it, and we had nighttime pictures, but just no daytime activity. First time ever in the history of Death by Bunjie, first time ever in my history as a crossbow hunter where I got blanked, not once, but twice, under the 100-year-old apple tree. Can you believe that? Something's going on, right? Then we got this gorgeous food plot. I come back today, gorgeous food plot set out in front of us. I got here over an hour before daylight. Plenty of time for me to get in here, make sure I don't spook any deer. Didn't get the sense that I spooked any deer coming in. I had the headlamp on. I'm looking ahead, no eyeballs. Didn't hear anybody running off in the crisp autumn leaves. And the leaves are nice and crisp because they've fallen and it is 40 degrees. It's only 40 degrees this morning when I got into the blind. It's warmed up to a high of 50 right now. This is the weather that we're waiting for, right? This is the reason we come here. This is the reason we come out in October. Here we are, October 24, I think it is. This is the time of year when deer, at least here, start moving in the morning. We start seeing bucks moving in the morning by 10 o'clock in the morning. Never seen anything like it. Last year, November 3rd, I shot my buck. He came right across here. Really nice buck, my biggest Pennsylvania buck to date. Came across here and he walked out and he was heading across that food plot, and I shot him at 20 yards. Go watch that video. That was a lot of fun. And I have the honor of having my daughter mount that buck in the very near future. She is a taxidermist now. Can you believe it? Undergoing an apprenticeship. She's going to mount that, make a nice shoulder mount for me. So I'm pretty excited about that. That's pretty cool. Can't wait to see it. I hope I am not cursed. I hope Bunjie knows how much I appreciate Bunjie. And I hope Bunjie will forgive us for heading into the woods with this guy. I don't know what the problem is. We're going to continue to research the situation here, see what we can do. That scrape is out there. I'm going to go check the camera, maybe see if it's been hit or whatever. I don't know. Well, it is raining in northeastern Pennsylvania. I'm sitting in a car just coming out for lunch, and I've changed my plans. I am going to go sit in this rain and hunt in a blind. Not sitting at a tree stand today. It's raining pretty good. It's going to rain all afternoon. We were in this weekend putting up a couple of tree stands. Did a real good job. Think it's going to work?
About to find out.
I'm pretty excited about them as a travel corridor. But we checked the cameras at the same time, and it looks like there is A nice buck, good 2-year-old 8-point coming in and out of there. And I'd like to get a good look at him in person before I decide whether I'm going to shoot him or not. But if he's actually using our food plot, the well-pad food plot, during the day, I think I should at least go down here and see if I can catch him this afternoon. It looks like if I had to pattern him, if I had to say if I could pattern him, it was an afternoon thing for this guy. He's in and out on the afternoons walking through the property. So if I can get in there early afternoon, sit nice and comfy in a blind, not get rained on, I think that'll be fun. So I think we've got a good shot at seeing this guy. So we're going to find out. Well, I made it. Man, that wasn't an easy walk coming in here. People say, well, you know, hunting private property is so much easier than hunting state game events, and I get that. But, man, just private property, and I didn't have a trail coming in here. I actually had to walk over on the neighbors a little bit to get in here. They're good folks, they won't care, but I had to walk on their 4-wheeler trail just to get in here. It's grown up so much since we came in here to put the blinds up. I had no idea that much growth over the last part of the summer. But here I am, I made it. I kicked out deer on the way here. Can you believe that? 4 or 5 deer I've seen coming in here. One on the trail where I had to leave my trail. And then 3 or 4 more. I think there were 4 deer, little does and stuff, up on the top before I even got out of the field really. So they're moving. They're out there in this mess. I hope they come into the food plot, but we're going to find out. A lot has changed in the last couple of years since the fall of the Kingdom of Bunjie. If you read my book, The Death by Bunjie Crossbow Story, you saw how this place used to be a mecca, my mecca of deer hunting. The rise of the Kingdom of Bunjie. And then things change, like I talked about in the book, and you have the fall of the Kingdom of Bunjie, and it only takes a couple of years to where the trails that I brush hogged are completely impassable. You cannot walk through them anymore. So I had a heck of a time getting in here. That, my friends, that is a good looking food plot. Oh yeah, I think that's what we're here for. Some deer's got to find that good and tasty. And when we checked the camera cards this weekend, there were signs that deer have been in here eating that. Not just a picture of a nice buck in here eating in that food plot, but if you look around, there's lots of grazing going on out there. So finally that's becoming palatable to deer. It is raining hard, so I don't think you'll hear me or anything, but check out what I got. I got my bag of bag sitting in water. And I got the scorpion in a bag. I have not yet figured out how to put that scorpion in some kind of carrying case to go in the car or anything. I've been carrying it without a case, except when we traveled to Maryland, I had it in a big case. It's a totally obnoxious big case. Still have to work out the kinks on some of this stuff. Slider in there.
That went in a lot easier this time.
We're doing better.
Yeah.
But there it is next to a 150 quart cooler. Pretty good size case. I'm going to stop talking, put the camera up here, keep my fingers crossed, and sit out the rest of the afternoon. Well, that's some kind of video. I'm not sure what I'm looking at here. Makes me look like Sinead O'Connor. Nothing compared. Okay, enough of that. Interesting sit tonight. I can say that the bait size food plot experiment worked. You know how I know that it worked is because I had a doe come in. She was there for 20-25 minutes. I had so much footage of that doe, I just finally stopped filming. Because she gave me shots at 15, 20, 25, even just under 30 yards. Could have shot that doe all day long. really thought hard about it. Was really thinking about it. But I had documentation of a buck coming in there around 5 o'clock. It worked. I mean, a deer came in around 5 o'clock, but it was the wrong deer. She kept looking over her shoulder too. And I thought, man, that means he's just around the corner. He's on his way in. He'll be coming. And I did hear a grunt. I actually grunted with my grunt tube. I grunted one time trying to simulate a doe grunt to see if I enticed that buck or deer to walk into that food plot and show itself. Never happened. A lot of thick grass, both sides of that thing, all the way around it. So they kind of got to walk into that food plot to see who's in there, if they are interested, okay? If they're not interested, then so be it. But if they're interested, they kind of got to walk in there and see. So I think that experiment worked. People were critical of the ryegrass, right? But I'm telling you, that stuff grows on a sidewalk. It is absolutely not the best food plot seed for every application. That's a fact. But it certainly worked for this application. Regular grass. Ryegrass.
Ooh.
Deer are hitting it now. Here we are. Today's October 26th. Tomorrow's October 27th. That is my 20th wedding anniversary. Wow, pretty cool, huh? So I won't be hunting tomorrow. Take tomorrow off. But just for the record, October 26th, saw this nice doe in there. Probably could have taken her home. Could have sent her an invitation for dinner, but we didn't. So, nonetheless, the current state of food plottery in the kingdom of Bunjie gets like a B+. That's pretty cool. Today is November 1st, and we're in crunch time, right? We're in the peak of the season, in my opinion. And I can tell you right now, today is a northwesterly wind, predominantly northwesterly wind. That is ideal for the ridge staging food plot. There's a scrape there November 1st. Deer are still hitting those scrapes pretty heavy the next couple of days, and supposedly, right? That's the prediction. And I think that I will hunt that this morning. I am here well before 6 o'clock. It doesn't get sunlight until 7:30, 7:28, I think, today. And that means it won't be legal shooting light until about 7 o'clock. So I'll be in there an hour before sunrise, before legal shooting light. So I'm getting there plenty early. Did see deer on the way over here. There's one up here at the top of the driveway. I did see some on the road coming over here. So I'm thinking, I'm probably going to kick some deer getting in there, but so be it. The deer that I am looking for is that big buck that's going to walk in here and check that scrape at about 8:30 in the morning. How's that for prediction? We'll see if that prediction turns out to be true.
Some folks like the city, others like the sea. Some prefer the mountains, but me, I want a tree. I want to climb that ladder to paradise. My own little Mecca, baby, ain't it nice? To sit all alone in solitude, no distractions at this altitude. I'm a tree stand hugger. That's what I was born to be. I'm a tree stand hugger. I like my own company. I'm a tree stand hugger. That's what I was born to be. I'm a tree stand hugger. I like my own company.
Eventually, I did make it back to the ridge staging food plot. I sat there one evening at the end of the Pennsylvania crossbow season, and I had a button buck come in, a doe fawn follow him in, and sure enough, about a half hour before sunset, a nice mature doe. I thought, man, this is going to be perfect. We're in the rut. This is the time of year when these deer will be attracting other deer. I'm using the ridge staging food plot as bait to get these deer to come here, and I'm using these deer as bait to entice a big buck to follow them in and give me a shot opportunity. Unfortunately, they didn't have any company. I sat and enjoyed that evening with those 3 deer for well over an hour, and said goodbye to the Pennsylvania crossbow season without filling a tag. Hello and welcome to the second crossbow season. Right here on Death by Bunjie. What is the second crossbow season, you might ask? That's where we get to hunt a little later in the year and wear fluorescent orange. This ridiculous costume that I'm wearing. It's the Pennsylvania rifle season, and for that reason I don't want to get shot, so I wear orange. We're required to wear it in the blind, and I will do so. Definitely wearing it on the way in and the way out, that's for sure. I am sitting right here looking at the Ridge staging food plot. Is it really a staging food plot when it's this small and when it's the only food plot here? Only food plot on this end of the property? It's really more of a destination food plot, I guess, but it's not much of one. It's a small food plot, a bait-sized food plot, and I think it's going to get the job done. I think we got a good chance of seeing some deer here in the second crossbow season. And I can tell you that if I get an opportunity with a nice mature doe today, I will not be passing on that opportunity. No. It's time to start shooting some deer. First time ever that I went through the Pennsylvania crossbow season and didn't fill a tag. Isn't that crazy? So this would be the first time ever during the second crossbow season, during the rifle season, that I filled a tag with a crossbow. I've actually never shot a deer this late in the year with a crossbow. Shot lots of deer with a rifle back in the day, but this is kind of a big deal for me, so we'll see how it turns out. Oh yeah, we got company. That's 60 yards. Getting here, they're up to 40 yards. Lots of light left. Man, when they get to 30, things are gonna happen around here. Left is a button buck. The one on the right is the nanny doe, and she is at 30.2 yards. Bunjie the third, and we're gonna take that shot. Oh man, perfect shot, perfect right where I was aiming. Okay, watch where they go. Man, that was through her before she had a chance to react. Welcome to the modern era of crossbows, Death by Bunjie. Man. I'll roll her up and look at her. Alright. I just kneeled on a rock. Boy, your dad's out of shape, but hey, are you recording?
Yeah.
So, I say it was a good, didn't go 20. 120.
She did not, in fact, go 20.
Yeah, that's a fact. She didn't go 20. She went about 120 yards. The Rage went in here. That's not a bad shot. You know, I am going to start getting myself more comfortable shooting up in here. I've always avoided this with the OB, with the original Bunjie. It's a lot to go through. Plus, it's a real nice, if you've ever taken these apart, there's a real nice roast right here. And I hate to, you know, mess up that roast. But we will extract that roast now and get her out of here. But so I am going to aim a little tighter. This is the first deer that I have ever shot during the rifle season with a crossbow. You know that? second crossbow season success right here on Death by Bunjie. How awesome is that? Shooting a deer in the second crossbow season. Who needs rifles? Oh, that's back a little bit. So there's my exit. Yeah, that's back a little bit.
There's air coming out though.
That's lungs, yeah. I mean, there's back of the lungs maybe, but yeah. Richie's got to start aiming a little tighter to the shoulder, which you can do now with a modern crossbow with Bunjie the Third. Bunjie the Third wants to take that shot a little tighter to that shoulder, I think. I'm learning this stuff. We're ready to clean this lady up, this fine lady, and invite her to dinner. I guess we already invited her to dinner. All hail Bunjie, and all hail Bunjie the Third.